biggest challenges right now for him there?
Yeah. Ready?
I think so.
Hi, this is our proposal for our exhibit renovation. I'm Josh.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Elise. And so for our concept, keeping your budget in mind, we kept a lot of the current existing structures but enhanced them with a focus on increased educational experiences, sustainability, energy efficiency. We wanted to really inspire everyone who entered the space, both children and adults, and just also inspire them to continue their sustainable lives and the lessons that they learned here for the rest of their lives and in their homes as well. So this is the current views of the space now, just to get a little refresher. And then moving on to our renovated floor plan. Step over here. So we rotated the current barn farmhouse straight, so just it used space more efficiently. We have the garden located on this wall, the chicken coop which we added, which is right next to your cow. And we also added a compost station as well as a natural landscape exhibit, and the red arrows just kind of show the main circulation throughout the space.
And we did add on to the farmhouse as well. We added a greenhouse right next to it.
Right.
So there was a little bit of a renovation there. Okay, this is our environmental plan. I'll start with the left and kind of work our way right. The compost education area. It's an interactive area for the children. They'll get a bunch of plastic foods, everything from like a T-bone steak to vegetables, fruit, a box of Fruit Loops, and they'll kind of determine where things can go, what's compostable, what's not. There's information right behind it. We'll show you in a view, so they can kind of get an idea of what's compostable and then make those actions. So then we have a water barrel collection that's going to come off the pitch of the roof right there and catch water. Moving inside the home, we have a recycle station located there, so there will be different bottles, recyclables of all sorts, that they can put into the different areas. Up top, we have an insulation wall which has 3 different types of insulation. The one right when you walk in the door would have the best insulation, and it has information on that. And the one furthest on the right would have the worst, so the one in the middle would be a kind of moderate. So most recycled content to one that's bad for the environment, and it'll talk about it on there. And then the back wall has a large switch in the middle. You see this on a rendering soon. So the switch is located in the middle of the wall, and one side is solar and one side is electricity. So the kids can switch it, and some lights will come on when they're switching on from the solar to the electricity. So we can explain that further when we get to the rendering. And then we have the greenhouse. With that, it has capability to grow inside all year long, adding to sustainability, and then our garden space.
So I'm going to scoot over here. Our garden space is kind of focused down here. We just moved it because we felt like there wasn't as well of circulation as there is currently, so we kind of moved it down here along that shorter wall.
Oh, yeah.
This is our rendering. We were a little pushed for time, clearly, so we were going to have different types of plants, anything from corn and shorter plants like maybe lettuce and things like that, just kind of on display. You can kind of walk in between there. That's why we have the varying heights, so they can kind of experience what the actual garden space would be like. And the kind of dirt material would actually be kind of play foam, so it kind of has a little bit of give to it. You can walk on it. It's a soft material, kind of reflects dirt, so that's kind of what we were going for with that.
And the sketch down there has an image of what we intended. There would be corn with plastic plants on it that you Velcro on there, so the kids can harvest, and then they can be put back for the next group or whatever. So just an interactive area. Learning how to garden. Okay, so this is the view of our farmhouse. Some of the features I just explained. I'll bring up another picture of it. We've got the rain barrel right out there with the front with the hose, right by the greenhouse, and that can be used for the garden next door. Really wouldn't pay to use it inside, but maintained the solar unit on the roof, put a new finish on the outside, gave it a crisp white, and then we added red accent around the windows and on all the trim features. And then we put a corrugated steel metal roof instead of the shingles because they last a lot longer.
And then this is the elevation of the solar and electric panel wall, so there would be information regarding the differences between solar energy and how more sustainable that is for the earth and kind of helps educate the children. And then they can kind of flip the switches, as Josh was saying before, to kind of see the difference of how they work. And then this bottom one is just showing what would be the different insulation panels within the wall, so they can just kind of see the difference and see what the materials are like and kind of see them visually.
And I'll point this out quick. So if they switched on this switch, there would be LED lights that come along here, so they get the power coming in from the solar.
Okay.
But if they flip this switch, it'd be light coming down here, and that would shut off. It'd be power coming in through a regular electricity lines, and then the middle one would be off. And these are just the three.
Apparently, I was running something.
Okay. All right, and this is the Compost Education Center in the natural landscape area. This is a view of the both of them. So, go around again, watch out for this counter. So they've got a yes bin and a no bin. So the yes would be things that they can compost. There's a carrot, some apples in there. And then no, they've got dairy products, you don't compost, meats, and I've got some Fruit Loops in there. But then there's some information on the back talking about what they can and cannot compost.
And then also with this space, we kept the current finding thing, because we thought that was really cool. We didn't
Yeah.
realize that you could like find animals in there. So we kept that, but just enhanced it with keeping the, bringing out more trees and just kind of having it more of a nature-y exhibit.
Just life on the farm, just nature. And we maintained the bench that was in there too, because we thought it was a donation. Okay, and animals.
Yeah, this is just kind of the layout of where we were gonna move Bessie, that's what we decided to name her. And then we also added this kind of chicken coop area, just to kind of give more of a farm life feel to it with different sized animals, you know, chickens versus cows.
We did eliminate the fuzzy horse.
We did. Horse was a little scary.
Yes.
So we kind of separated the cows and the chickens with just another little fence partition, just to kind of give some separation, add different areas. And
The front is removed on the chicken coop, so kids can go in and collect the eggs. They're just little plastic eggs, or pet the chickens if they want. But just another area where they can live life on the farm. Yeah, and that fence was reused from the other side where it had been, so it's not an additional piece. Some materials.
So these are just the overall materials that we used in the space. It's very minimal. So we kept the current vinyl composition tile that you have in there now, just because we thought it stuck with the farm theme and you can keep it. And then for the barn house and greenhouse, this is the colors to update the exterior of the house, with this being the trim and this being the pure white that was on there. We added a lattice fence to the ramp just to make it a little more homey, put some vines around there to make it a little more nature-y. And then the glass panels for the green roof.
Plexiglass, not actual glass,
Oh.
but plexi.
Plexiglass for the greenhouse. And then for the compost, you just add this wavy sheet metal to kind of give it that bin feel, and then just some wood slat panels across the little jut-out walls that are there currently. And then for the garden, the foam flooring that kind of has that give to it, and plexiglass panels that you can paint the crops on, or have someone come in there and put some like pictures on there, or whatever, however you decide to execute that exhibit. And then on the back wall of the farmhouse, we kept about 6 inches, and we are going to have a kind of more of a landscape feel, so you could see it through the windows and through the greenhouse, so it actually feels like you're in a farmhouse setting. And then that's the current wall that you have there, and those are the materials.
Yeah. So this is just a general. Thank you.